The temperature was already 30 degrees at 7 o'clock this morning. Let me tell you, it's time to beat the heat. A nice dish of chocolate ice cream is one of my favorite ways to cool off, and on a day like this, that really hits the spot.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 842. Time to beat the heat. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me for another episode of the Happy English Podcast. I'm your English teacher, Michael, and I'm so glad you're listening. It's week 4 of our summer series. This time, we're talking about how Americans beat the heat. When you beat the heat, you try to stay cool when it's really hot out. And let me tell you, summer in a lot of the U.S. can get pretty brutal, even in New York City in July and August. So, how do we cool off? Well, 2 things come to mind right away: ice cream and movie theaters. Let's start with ice cream. I mean, is there anything better on a hot day? Whether it's a cone, a sundae, or one of those classic ice cream sandwiches, Americans go crazy for ice cream in the summer. You'll see ice cream trucks driving through neighborhoods, playing music to let kids and adults know they're coming. And the local ice cream shops will have long lines in the evening when people come out after dinner to cool off. Cool off. Let's take a break for a second and talk about that phrase. Cool off. To cool off means to do something to help lower your body temperature, usually when you're hot. Like, after walking around in the sun all day, I needed to cool off with an iced tea. On a hot day, some people jump into the pool to cool off. Or like I just said, grabbing some ice cream or an Italian ice is a great way to cool off in the summer. Personally, I think a few scoops of chocolate ice cream really hits the spot after a hot, sticky day. And that brings us to another great phrase: hit the spot. When something hits the spot, it means it's exactly what you needed at that moment. Something that hits the spot really satisfies you. Like after working in the garden in 30-degree heat, a cold glass of lemonade hits the spot. When Paul got home from work, he said that a cold beer really hit the spot. So yeah, ice cream on a hot day totally hits the spot. Another classic way to beat the heat is by heading to the movie theater. Theaters in the U.S. are known for being super air-conditioned, like bring a jacket kind of air conditioning. Going to the movies is a great way to spend a couple of hours out of the sun, especially when there's a good movie playing. And that brings us to the idea of the summer blockbuster. What's a summer blockbuster? Well, it's a big Hollywood movie that's released in the summer, usually full of action, explosions, special effects, and big stars. Studios save their most expensive and most exciting films for the summer because that's when a lot of people have time off. Families, students on vacation, you name it. People pack into movie theaters for these movies. And that's another great phrase too. pack into. To pack into a place means a lot of people crowd into it, usually because something popular is happening. Like last weekend in Birmingham, England, tons of people packed into the stadium for the Ozzy Osbourne concert. At popular restaurants in New York, people pack into the places as soon as they open. And when the new Spider-Man movie comes out, you can bet people will be packing into the theaters. So yeah, ice cream and movie theaters are kind of like part of the American summer survival kit. It's not unusual for friends or families to make a whole day or evening of it, grabbing lunch or dinner, watching a movie, and maybe even going for ice cream after. All right, that's it for this week's American Culture Point. I hope you're beating the heat wherever you are. And if you're ever visiting the U.S. in summer, now you know. You can always cool off with some ice cream or catch a blockbuster in an ice-cold theater. And keep in mind, the best way to remember English like this, and any other word or phrase in English, is to take that word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. Hey, do you want to get more practice actually using your English? Then you should join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There, you can make new friends, join us for live group lessons every week where we practice these podcast lessons together. Plus, you get access to the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And on top of that, each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. To learn more, well, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 842. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible. And I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.